Happy Thursday morning. Welcome here, Facebook, Instagram. Got it all rolling. Instagram working today for the first time in a while. Happy Thursday morning. Glad you're here with us on the PTI Nice Daily Show. My name is Alan. I'm happy to be your host today. Currently have the pleasure of serving as COO of the Institute of Clinical Excellence and faculty member in our fitness athlete division. It's Thursday. It's Leadership Thursday. It's Gut Check Thursday. This week's Gut Check is courtesy of Joe Hanesco, owner of Onward Grand Rapids, and a TA in our fitness athlete division. Every now and again, he sends me something that seems just right for gut check, and this week's was his doing. So 3 rounds for time, 500-meter row, 21 air squats, 15 push-ups, and 9 thrusters on the barbell at 95-65. Very gross. I did it yesterday. I rode yesterday morning, so when I did it yesterday at lunch, I used the assault bike instead. And it was very, very brutal trying to get done in about 10 minutes there. Quite leg heavy, but a great workout, so thanks to Joe for that one. Some other announcements coming up. Virtual Ice just closed Tuesday night. If you missed out, you missed a fantastic presentation from the folks from the Adaptive Training Academy, Alex Zirkenbach and Logan Aldridge. They killed it Tuesday night talking about their adaptive and inclusive trainer certification for both fitness professionals and rehab professionals, and introduced us a little bit to the Adaptive Training Academy and all that they offer. So if you missed that, if you missed any of our great Virtual Ice presentations over the past quarter and you want to get in for this quarter, we did close it down, but if you email me info at ice.physio, I will plug you in last minute. Otherwise, your next chance to join Vice is in April, and you're going to miss a ton of great stuff. We have a great series on the lower extremity, specifically on the hip impingement, hip tendinopathy, coming up with Lindsay Huey and Eric Jaconis, which is going to be great. Great topics on pregnancy and postpartum coming up with Christina Previtt and Alexis Morgan, and a bunch of other great stuff coming up this quarter on Virtual Ice. So if you want to jump in and you missed the boat Tuesday, send me an email. If you missed Morgan Denny's announcement on Tuesday, we do have a new course firing up this next Tuesday, February 2nd, PT Management of the Post-COVID Patient. That's going to be a 4-hour self-paced course that she has put together with all the latest and greatest research on COVID, specifically from a return to exercise, return to activity, how to help manage these people from a PT point of view, things to look for, how to get them resources, and some cool interviews with some folks who had long COVID, that sort of stuff. Some very interesting interviews. It's going to be a fantastic course. That will be available on the website. Worth CEUs, of course, so that will become available next Tuesday, February 2nd, so check that out. And then we're going to be beefing up the exercise physiology course. Some of you have taken it already. Right now it's $29.99. It's a couple lectures, and it's really just an introduction to strength and conditioning and nutrition. And what we're realizing in the fitness athlete division is we need kind of a bridge course for those of you who are not strong in strength and conditioning as you move through essential foundations and advanced concepts for clinical management fitness athlete. So we're going to be beefing that course up. It's going to turn into a 4-week course, much more robust, much more in-depth into strength and conditioning. What does it actually mean to program strength, to program power movements, to program hypertrophy, that sort of thing, and really help you get dialed in. You will have to have taken essential foundations already, but that will be getting beefed up soon. So if you want to get the update to that course before we beef it up and jack up the price, then I recommend you buy Exercise Physiology now, so that when we run those updates over the next couple weeks, you'll get access to them for free. And then finally, before we get into the meat and potatoes here, we do have a whole bunch of live courses coming up. Still a chance to catch Jeff Moore up in Bismarck, North Dakota this weekend for lumbar spine management. We got 2 spots left. And then to catch Dustin Jones down in Cabot. I was there once, and I still didn't learn how to pronounce it, Arkansas, for Modern Management Older Adult Live down with Next Generation Physical Therapy. February 6th and 7th, you can catch Dustin in Kansas City, Missouri with Blue Valley Physical Therapy, also for Modern Management of the Older Adult. And then you can catch Jeff again for lumbar management in Atlanta, February 13th and 14th. And then you can catch me, Zach Long, and Speak of the Devil, Joe Hanesco, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana for Fitness Athlete Live, February 20th and 21st. So if you're heading down to Baton Rouge, I'm looking forward to connecting with you again or meeting you for the first time. So let's get into today's topic. What is today's topic? How to protect your time because no one else will. So if you have not watched Christina Previtt's episode from last week yet, last Thursday, on wearing 10 hats and juggling 10 different things, that's going to kind of provide the base and the context for today's episode. So definitely check that out. She talked and spoke to a lot about managing a bunch of different things as a clinic owner, a gym owner, as an athlete, as a mom, as an instructor, as a PhD student, and kind of how to balance doing a whole bunch of stuff in life. So that's going to set the stage for today. So pause me, go back and listen to that first, and then fast forward to listen to me right now. And so I want to talk about understanding and treating yourself better as both just a general person, as a clinician, whatever else you're doing in your life, by making sure that you understand. And something I've had a really hard time learning over the past couple years is that nobody else will protect your time but you. And it's really on you to make sure that you're as busy as you want to be and no busier, because no one is going to come along and suddenly give you more time or tell you to take it easy, and they actually don't need that project done as fast as they want you to do it. It's on you to protect your time, and developing that mindset and really committing to that mindset, I think, will make us all a lot more successful in how we manage juggling 10 different hats, work, kids, family, extracurricular activities, making sure we get workouts in every day, all the different things we try to juggle as adults, as PTs, to protect your own time and understand no one is going to help you out with it. So the first point I want to make, and something I've realized over the past couple years, and not to say this in a bad way, but just understanding foundational human behavior, that humans exist to consume. We exist to consume time, resources, food. We will consume anything that seems available to us, right? It's just our natural survival instinct. It's that little monkey in the back of our brain that has guided us along 2 million years of evolution to take whatever we can when we can. And we need to understand that that's kind of how all people behave. It's not as barbaric as it sounds, but that's kind of the root nature of human behavior is to consume things. And when we talk about time management, we have to understand a lot of people are vying to consume our time, sometimes in very productive ways, sometimes in very frivolous ways. And the better you understand that that's just kind of the way humans behave, the better you'll be able to understand and hopefully manage a schedule and keep yourself away from that term that we hear so often, which is burnout. The second point I want to make is that people will behave the way they behave because you allow it, because we allow that behavior, because we do nothing to negatively reinforce that behavior, or we're just neutral towards it. And so people who are always messaging you, those patients who always cancel or no-show with minimal regard to your time, that happens because we do nothing to disallow it, right? By doing nothing, saying nothing, we allow it. I love the quote, what you allow is what will continue, right? So the behavior that you allow when you don't say anything or when you do nothing is exactly what's going to continue. So those patients who cancel at the last minute, you say you have a no-show cancellation fee, but you never charge them. You say, no big deal. Thanks for the heads up, right? And they do that again and again and again. Instead of getting to the root cause of the issue of what is going on, does this time not work for you? Are you not finding value in physical therapy with me? If so, we need to discuss some stuff so that this isn't always happening. Or are there resources I can help you with to make sure that you can get here at the time we agreed upon? So people will behave the way that they do because you allow it. And that goes beyond physical therapy, right? That goes with people sending you emails and asking you for stuff and just consuming those little tidbits of your time that throughout the day really eat up your time. We get a ton of emails of people asking us for links to articles from Hump Day Hustling, when in fact the links to the articles are in Hump Day Hustling, right? And if we took the time to diligently answer all those, we would have no time. And we used to. That's something that I used to do. I used to track down those articles for people. In 5 minutes at a time, my day would get chopped away, right? And I have to realize it's not mean for me not to handhold people through things like that. If I say you can find this article by Googling the article name in the word PDF, and it will be the first thing that you find, that is a way to encourage that person to find things on their own, to be an independent person, that also saves me time. So we both win, right? I showed somebody the other day how to do that. Somebody that had emailed me weekly for articles, how to just find them himself, right? So now he knows how to find his own articles. He can find all the articles he wants to his heart's content. My time is freed up and he doesn't have to contact me anymore. The same goes with helping people with technology issues. All the little things in our life that eat up our time, if we're just a little bit more firm in disallowing certain behavior or encouraging better behavior, you'll find that time does not get eaten up as much, protecting your time a little bit more. The third point I want to make, and I love this from Morgan Denny, she talked about it a long time ago in regards to helping patients prioritize getting their therapy and their home exercise in, is looking at very, very, very important things in your life as big rocks on your calendar. And that's something I've adopted, especially over the past couple weeks. Over the holidays, so slammed in the clinic and with ice, I was not even having time in the day to exercise. There was a couple weeks where I only was able to work out 1 or 2 times, which if you know me at all, that's not how I behave normally. Obviously, if you know me at all, exercise is my anti-drug, so I was very, very stressed. But finding time on your calendar to say, this is the hour that I'm going to work out today, and absolutely nothing else will take that spot. Looking at my calendar across the week and saying, here are the points where I'm going to exercise. I'm going to work out in the morning before patients start. I have time in the afternoon here. I'm going to work out in the afternoon when my fiance comes to the gym and work out with her. But dropping those big rocks on your calendar, and folks, you have to be firm. You will not move those. You will not cancel that hour of exercise you have planned because a patient messages you last minute to get an appointment. You have to be firm with that. If you're not firm with it, again, folks will just take that time. People exist to consume your time. That's just human nature. They will try to slide in last minute on your schedule with whatever it is, with a meeting, with a phone call, with an appointment. If you are truly committed to, I'm a person that exercises every day, you have to put that big rock on your calendar and keep it there. Be very, very firm. From that third point comes this fourth point. When you start to be firm about this, I think you'll be surprised about how upset some people in your life will get. And that just goes back to point 1. People exist to consume. When you start to be firm with your time and say, no, I can't slide you in last minute. That's the last hour I have of this day, of this week. And that's my time allotted for exercise for the day. People will get upset. And that goes back to point number 2. They behave that way because that's the behavior you've allowed from them. And you just have to be firm and tell them what's going on. I'm just trying to get my life together. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not working 18 or 20 hours a day. I'm trying to make sure that I meet all the priorities in my life that I value, of working out, of spending time with my family, all the stuff that matters that's not work. We're very, very obsessed with work and productivity as Americans, and we have to be more firm that other stuff in life matters as well. So be firm, but recognize that's going to make people upset, and just further reinforce that good behavior and negatively reinforce that bad behavior when it comes up. From that point is the opposite point, is that when you start to be firm about your time, I think you'll realize some people in your life will say, fantastic. Like, I can't believe you used to always just slide me in whenever I texted you. Good for you for kind of taking control of your life. So as many people that will be upset with you, you'll find there are some people who are very, very supportive. Something I did here, sharing personally at ICE, is I used to just be available all the time to the faculty, 3 a.m. to 10 p.m. If they messaged me with a task, I would do it any time of the day. And I talked with Jeff and I said, listen, man, this is literally destroying me physically and mentally. Like, I need to be more firm with my time. I need to set deadlines on certain things, on faculty getting me social media content. I can't just always drop what I'm doing to do a task for them, especially if I'm trying to exercise or spend time with my family. And I was surprised about how reinforcing he was and how supportive he was of saying, be as firm with your time as you need to, and don't worry if it makes people upset. So as many people will be upset, there are people who will be very, very supportive, which is very reassuring. I like the phrase, someone's poor planning is not your emergency. I think if we adopt that more as practitioners, as friends, as family members, we will have a lot more success with managing our time. That a lot of the stress we encounter, of the emergencies and things we're trying to fix, are not really our fault. They are the poor planning of somebody else, right? Somebody had shoulder pain for 6 months and did literally nothing about it, and then all of a sudden is texting you saying, "Can you see me Sunday at 3:38 in the morning because that's the only time I have available to look at my shoulder?" It's again on us to be firm to say, no, like we'll have to look at a time during the next week, Monday through Friday, when I'm in the clinic to look at your shoulder. Because again, if you go to the clinic at 3:38 a.m. on Sunday and see that patient, that is the behavior that you reinforce, and that is going to be the expectation that you set with that person. And it's never going to end, right? You're going to be stuck in that cycle until you break it, and then you're going to have a person upset with you when you do. So recognize it's all just kind of a big cycle that you get stuck in. And the final point is, why are we talking about this? We're talking about this because we're talking about sustainability over the long term. Yes, Will, I see you there on Instagram. That is a true story. I used to be that person until very recently that would come to the clinic early in the morning on Saturday, Sunday, and treat patients at the last minute. I'm not that person anymore. I'm recovering, right? So we're talking about long-term sustainability. We're very lucky in physical therapy that it is physical. We are moving a lot. We're showing people exercise, but it's not physically crushing like construction or other physical jobs where you may not be able to do it until you're 90. You can be a physical therapist in your 70s, 80s, 90s. So when we're talking about all this, we're talking about the long game, the sustainability. Can I do this for the next 5 years? Can I do this for the next 10 years? I'm 35, I'm going to be 35 soon. Can I do this for literally double the amount of time that I'm currently alive? Can I be doing this for the next 35 years until I'm 70-ish, when I start to probably peel back and look at retirement? And if you find yourself saying, no way, like, I don't know that I could do this another day, another month, another week, then you know you're not on a sustainable track, and you need to start to look at employing some of these principles to better manage your time, because it's about how long can we do this for? Can I do this every single week, week over week? And it largely, is it sustainable? And if the answer is no, then obviously we need to change things. We need to better understand that people exist to consume our time. We need to understand that the behavior they show us is because we've allowed it in the past. We need to prioritize our schedule by dropping those big rocks on our calendar and being firm with them, and just rolling with the people that are upset, but thanking the people who are very, very supportive and understanding, and recognizing that someone else's poor planning is not an emergency for us to fix, and that everything is not life-ending. Not getting to an email, not answering a patient's text that comes in at 9:30 at night about an exercise. I'm guilty of this probably more than anybody else, of needing and feeling a compulsion to answer that and come up with a solution right away, but recognize the world won't end, right? Maybe that person will have a little bit more pain for a couple more hours, but they're not going to die, right? Their house isn't going to catch on fire, and being firm with your time, that you don't spend your time fixing other people's poor planning by making it an emergency in your life. So I love this topic. I've changed stances a lot on this topic back and forth over the past couple years. So I'm happy to hear any discussion you all have. I see some comments there on Instagram that I'll get to here in a second. So that's all I have for you. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. If you're going to be in Bismarck, North Dakota with Jeff, or Arkansas with Dustin, have a fantastic weekend. Make sure you hit gut check. If you want to get plugged into Vice for this quarter, even though it's closed, email me, info@ice.physio, and then look for PT management of the post-COVID patient dropping next Tuesday, February 2nd. Those are all great things coming your way, among some others. So have a great week. Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to the PT on Ice Daily Show. If you enjoyed this content, head on over to iTunes and leave us a review. And be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at the Institute of Clinical Excellence. If you're interested in getting plugged into more ICE content on a weekly basis while earning CEUs from home, check out our virtual ICE online mentorship program at ptonice.com. While you're there, sign up for our Hump Day Hustling newsletter for a free email every Wednesday morning with our top 5 research articles and social media posts that we think are worth reading. Head over to ptonice.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to sign up.